babes, I'm back. My hair's all colored. Okay, and I'm feeling better. Okay, how you like it? How you like it? How you like it? How you like it? It's like meow. All right, married at first sight. Married at first sight. Well, honey, Ryan. His name is Ryan. Ryan Obre. He was telling us his truth. His truth before Clara went on Married at First Sight season 14 special to tell her truth. Okay. I'm gonna come back and talk about a few things Clara said. I didn't watch, I can't stand them people. But I did get some notes. And something she said that I was like, wait, what? She said what now? And we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it because ladies, this is one of the reasons why I love these shows is they're perfect example for us to learn from. Now, I told y'all they wasn't gonna work out. And what did y'all say? I was a racist, and all this other stuff. One, I said Ryan seem like his faith is important to him. A man who said what he said. He said, I want to raise my kids in church. Some of my fondest memory was going to church and being in the church. And I want my children to experience that. Well, what did they do? The fake expert matched her with a church hater, a Jesus hater, a whore, a hoe. By her own admission last night, she said she's hoeing around. She didn't use the word how, but we know that's what that means. And the total opposite. Now, while we was watching, we were under the impression that he asked for a white woman. My problem with him asking for a white woman is he seemed to be woke. Okay, he's wearing 1619. How many of y'all know what 1619 stands for? So I was a little bit kind of confused that he's woke but asked for a white woman. So I think it's coming out now that, he said he's dated all types of women. It doesn't matter, black, white, whatever. But we know he was raised in the suburbs, and who's up living in the suburbs. Ain't but 1.5 black people up in the suburbs. And so he really didn't, when he went to school, mostly white people, other nationalities, but not necessarily black people. Now, Ryan is the white son. Okay, the other brother, he's the black son. You know how black people, they have kids and, one is white and one is black. Ryan is the white son, okay? And I thought initially he was Hispanic or something. Janice said, somebody, honey, look at that beard. Does that beard you look Hispanic? I said, well, the thing up here, is slicked back. I thought it was his hair. Looks like it's a perm. And then his brother is the black son. The brother was really woke and, what's up, my nigga, and all of this stuff. And so, and it's like Tia and Tamara Mori. Tia is the black twin and Tamara is the white twin. Y'all understand what I mean, okay? So then, we learned last night that Clara was going to be on the special. She was going to come tell her truth. And Ryan went ahead and put out his statement before Clara could put out her statement. So I'm going to read it and talk. It's very long, but I want to talk through some things. And I'm going to come back, and this is another couple for us to really spend some time talking about, because if your faith is important to you, come on, somebody. If your faith is important to you, you will not marry somebody who's contradictory of your faith. Come on, Devon Franklin. That's another thing somebody says. I'm gonna come back and talk about that later. Devon Franklin, faith is so important to him that he didn't even work on the Sabbath. So if you're not working on the Sabbath, how are you gonna marry a woman by his own confession that is everything he did not want in a wife? But we're gonna talk about that tonight on live, and then we're gonna go over to Kimberly. Kimberly reviews. She needs just another 150 hours, and we're gonna hang out with her for a couple of hours, and we will get these hours, okay? All right, babes. I love you. Happy New Year. It's New Year's Eve. I ain't going to church. My church is big. My family, we get up and pray, and I'm gonna be sleeping. I ain't watching no ball and fall. Okay, I'm gonna be asleep. Okay, so be sure to subscribe. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I thank you for all of my new cousins that's coming over here. I was in my analytics this morning, and guess what, y'all? I'm not getting no new people from Married at First Sight. And you know what it is? Married at First Sight is so overly saturated. Like when I look at my analytics in my Married at First Sight, I don't get no new subscribers. Everything else is bringing me subscribe. That video I did on submission brought me a lot of people. I have another submission video I wanted to do yesterday, but I'll do that probably next week. So be sure to subscribe and thumbs up. And please, you're watching my content. I see you watching, but almost 50% is not subscribed, okay? 51.5% is subscribe. And so you're eating food at my table, baby. You need to give me an offering and subscribe, okay? All right. So thank you for your love. Also, you should have gotten this in your inbox. If you did not get it, I will post a link below for you to fill out the form, and it will come to you. This will be the book. What is it, Michael? This will be the book for January.
Remember, I watched YouTube, and he says put the link below.
Okay.
And if you want to be on her channel, just comment below.
Comment below. That's right. You heard what the baby said. And subscribe. Okay? All right. So here it is. I'm not going to put everything up here. I'm just going to read parts of it, all of it, and we're going to talk it through. But I'm going to run through it as fast as I can. Okay, babe? And look at this. This is at the reunion. Okay? And we're going to come back and talk about Clara. Okay? Because Clara is, she's out there. All righty, so y'all remember this, okay? And I'm gonna spend some time because Clara, what she said, she confusing me because she was moving in the man's house and all of this, and I'm like, baby, don't do that because he not sure about you yet. Okay, he says here, I've had several months to reflect on a very challenging moment in my life. Being part of the show has taught me more about myself than I could have ever imagined. I've weighed the options of addressing the circumstances or choosing to continue to remain silent. I've decided to share my thoughts. I love that what he said, that being a part of the show has helped him to learn about himself. And this is how I know people don't know themselves. Okay? Too many naked wives out here. Y'all marrying these men because you don't know yourself. I'm going to come back and talk about that. Okay? Y'all got to know yourself. I stopped dating one guy because he wanted me to cook every day. Ain't nobody cooking every day in the United States of America, not me. Ain't going out working 40 hours a week to help you pay bills because you don't make enough money to provide for this family and come home and cook for you every day. I ain't gonna do it. I ain't never cooked every day. I ain't gonna start now. Okay. Drop. Bye. It's one of the questions I asked my husband. He said, oh, I love leftovers. I said, thank you, Jesus. Okay. Wait a minute, baby daddy called me. He's isolated in the room waiting for the other test. Yes, babes. Wait. Yes, babe. Okay. All right, honey. I'm recording. I'll call you back. Okay. He wants us to wear 2 masks when we go out. 2 masks. Okay. We've been wearing 1, but we gotta start wearing 2 because the stuff is coming through the mask. Okay. He said, at first, I want to say, I'm not here to debate anyone's feelings or emotions. You are allowed to feel the way you do. Going through a divorce, not to mention a public one, is tough. The only advice I would give is ask yourself, why do I feel this way? It's exhausting and I get annoyed when my therapist does it, but I normally come around and feel better about doing the work to understand. Secondly, I hope you never have to experience a divorce, but if you do, you have the courage to do so with what you feel is right after taking time to come to peace with the decision. How someone chooses to express emotion from that decision, although different than how I choose to do so, is understandable and okay. We all process events in our lives differently. What I can no longer do is sit idly by for his untruthful what I can't sit I live by for is untruthful statements to be continuously made about my family and my friends, because allegedly Clara said they're racist. Okay, she said they're racist. Let's put the 1619 up here. Okay. With that being said, and you know what I like about him, he is very he reminds me of my husband in that he thinks about what he's going to say before he said it. He's well learned. I love men who are well learned and who who are great orators. President Barack Obama was a terrible debater. He couldn't debate for nothing. To save his life, he couldn't debate. Okay, Hillary Clinton wiped him with the floor. But baby, he is an excellent orator. Oh my God. I said orator before orator. Ooh. Who know the difference? Because I know some of y'all going to be in your feelings. Okay. He's an excellent orator. There's a difference. Okay. Let's put the 1619 up here. With that being said, getting married to a stranger is indescribable. Words won't ever describe it well. On one hand, you fully trust the process and those involved. In the other hand, you think, though, that if this doesn't work out, I've always lived my life knowing we can always go back to where you were. If it doesn't work out. The first thing I want to discuss, you can't truly be open to marry another race and not want to marry their culture, or at least at a minimum understand it. The Black experience and Black culture are not monolithic. There's no one size fits all shoe. It's ever evolving and changing with time. What I can say is walking into a family gathering and not speaking to anyone and scrolling through your phone will never fly, and declining food outside of a food allergy or avoidance because you don't like the way it looks won't help either. My brother is pescatarian, and my sister-in-law doesn't eat pork, and we've made every family gathering work out. That's another thing. Ryan, did you ask for a Black woman? See, I got a problem with that. Ryan, because were you very specific? You can't say you're open to marrying other races and then get mad when she declines food or whatever. You should have specifically asked for a Black woman. See, that's why I wouldn't marry other cultures. I wouldn't even marry Jamaica. I don't like them, no way. But another thing is, I came here as a child. Okay, it took me years to perfect my curry chicken. People want to pay me to make curry chicken. I decline. I don't want to be bothered. So Ryan, I feel as if you should have specifically asked for a Black woman, because let me tell you, nobody can understand the Black experience because they're not Black. You go into a store, you followed around because they think you're stealing something. I was in Walmart this week, and I asked the man to open up the thing to get the baby Motrin, because the baby had went and got a shot, and the doctor said go get him some Motrin. Well, we was going to Walmart anyways, and we waited for the man to come, and he came and he opened it, and I took the thing out, and I asked the lady at the pharmacy, the pharmacist, I said, my baby just got a shot, and the doctor said I need to give him the Motrin. Can I open it and give it to him? She said, yes, go ahead and open it. So I opened it right in front of her, and I gave it to her. And I asked her, do you want me to pay for it here? She said, no, just go ahead and pay for it. So I did that, right? So I keep walking there, and I noticed the man that came to open the thing is following me and watching me. So I said, okay, let me just walk a little bit and go in the aisle that, go around and come around. And I noticed that he was following me, right? So I passed and I walked back, and I said, let me go back and say something. So I said, excuse me, do you guys have treadmill here? Because I had ordered my treadmill. They canceled the treadmill because the treadmill wasn't come. So I pulled it up on the system and said, yeah, look, I had ordered this treadmill and they canceled it, and they refunded me the money, almost $1,000. Okay. And but I did that. I know why I did that. I did that for a specific reason. So why we want other people to understand the Black culture, they never will. They can empathize with us, but they don't understand it. Okay? They don't understand. Nobody. I don't care what nobody say, baby. Okay? I came from the islands as a kid. I didn't understand the N-word. I never understood it. I always like, well, why a Black person could call you the N-word and you want something, nigga, and it's fine. White person call you an N-word, you're getting ready to go to jail. I didn't understand it until I was 19. Professor Gunther explained it to me. And after he explained, I said, oh, I understand now. Okay, because I came here as a child. I wasn't in the culture long enough. So Ryan wanting somebody outside of the Black culture, especially like Clara, who just don't care, okay. So I disagree with him about that. And if she had any home training, she would have known denying food outside of allergy is rude and disrespectful. I don't care if you just put your tongue on it and taste it. By marrying into a different race culture, you inherently adopt parts of their identity. Most importantly, your kids 100% will, and your kids will need to help navigate it. They'll need to help teach, train, and understand as best you can. A systematically racist system choosing not to attempt to understand and educate yourself is a red flag. You should have specifically asked for a Black woman. I do believe, Ryan, that you're putting a lot of responsibility on Clara, who don't even have, she don't even have goals for her own life to try to understand the Black culture. Huh? That she don't understand? Clara will never understand the concern Black women have when our husbands go out this door. She will never understand that. I tell my husband is well educated, well spoken, well learned. You hear my husband and Barack Obama talk, you don't know the difference between them. But let me tell you what I told my husband. I told him, so you're wonderful. You're my God's gift. I love you. I respect and honor you. But let me tell you, I said, you are great. You are the best thing next to Jesus. But let me tell you something, baby. When you go through these doors, to some people, no matter how educated you are, no matter how much money you got, no matter how much money you make, no matter how much well-spoken you have, no matter what position you are, to some people, you will still be a nigga. Clara will never understand that. White women with Black husbands will never understand that. So Black men, woke Black men, if you want somebody to understand your struggle and your culture, you marry a Black woman. Because you know what? I understand all these woke Black men running around here talking about you woke, but you're marrying white women. Nothing against y'all marrying who you want to marry, but don't tell me you're also woke. Okay, because for me, based on our history, Black men, your first responsibility should be to find a Black woman and protect her and provide for her and love her. But I do believe you're putting too much pressure on the white girl to understand Blackness. She'll never understand it. to give context with this, why am I driven? Right? She's not driven. Why do I try to carry myself a certain way? Why do I not get upset or not fight? Why is purpose so important to me? Why did I ask my wife what motivates her? Because for 100% of years, Black people couldn't answer these questions. She don't understand, baby. Black people couldn't do whatever they wanted. I can't afford to have a bad day at work or get upset and be labeled the angry Black guy. Thank you. I'm going to have to do this in 2 parts, okay? I can't waste opportunities that my parents labored so hard to provide, because generations ago, my ancestors were born into whip and died under the whip, dreaming of what I may become, because BIPOC aren't affected second chances all that often. We almost have to be perfect. So that representation of me and the understanding of what that represent means on a TV screen is important. Let me put the 1619 up here. And it should be important to my partner. As the show progressed and we continue to have more conversation around this, my fear of not being understood was happening. While I intentionally avoided having such a complex conversation on camera, it was being discussed privately. I hope the time away from the camera would help make things better, as we all deserve time to change and grow. This conversation started months before a final decision was made and over months of post-show marriage counseling. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there, okay? Because I want us to talk about those things. Then I'm gonna come back and read from 5 to 9. And then because it's late, I gotta take these kids out. Black man, stop putting all this pressure on white women to understand your Blackness and your struggle. They don't. They will never. They never will. They never will. They never will. The concern I have for my Black son, a white mother don't have the same concern for her white son. That's why I'm very conscious about my kids. I'm very conscious where I send them to school. I'm very conscious where I go to church. This is why I keep Blackness in front of my children. Your doctor is Black. Dentist used to be Black. Black man. The father at school, Black man. So I think it is unfair, Ryan, that you're trying to put all this responsibility on Clara, and she don't even care about goals. She doesn't even have the sense to emphasize and to show empathy for you. They don't. I'm not saying all people can't. I'm just saying some of them can't. But one thing I will say, white people will never understand or struggle. Never. I got to go. Let me know what y'all think about this. I'm gonna come back and do part 2. Okay, it's 1 o'clock and I have to take the kids out. I have to be back here by 4 so I could get my nap and be up at 6 and go live. And then we're gonna go over to Kimberly. Love you. Let me know what you think about this. Okay, bye.